for men, that you have to stay strong in a way that you don't cry. You don't share emotions. Emotions make you weak. Emotions do that. You'd never ever share emotions.
No job, no money, no car, no friends, never had a girlfriend, still living at home, congestive heart failure, nothing to show for in life.
Suppressing my feelings. And that's one of the worst thing you can ever imagine. Of course, there have been many emotions that have changed my life, but heartbreak is the key one. There was a culture where a lot of girls just wanted to date bad guys. They didn't want to date nice guys. They just came and they slapped the shit out of me.
They'd beat you.
Oh, because I was bullied, I had very limited number of friends. So what did I do in my free time? Because it's a new country, right? It's the very first country that I came.
Well, everything you see is new.
Yeah,
right.
It's a good thing that think about other people, but to some extent.
Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Long-Term Podcast. I'm your host, Advin Villa. Today, we have a 2022 Masters in Business Analytics graduate with a focus on finance and economics. Originally, he was from India and now living in Alberta. He's an immigrant who's learned to balance life, work, and identity in a new country. Meet Sharma. Meet Sharma works as an analyst for the Government of Alberta, but beyond data and numbers, he's someone who feels things deeply. He often finds himself overthinking, lost in random thoughts, and turning small moments into big reflections. What truly gives him a sense of meaning is love, emotions, and cinema. Films have helped him understand life and sometimes even himself. He may not even have everything figured out, but he speaks with honesty and heart, and that's what makes a story real. We will discuss raw human emotions and how to deal with them, storytelling in cinema, finding yourself in the clash between where you come from and who you're becoming. This is a very authentic conversation with Meet. He is very, very inspirational, and he's gone through so many tumultuous times in his life, but that didn't make him turn into his shell. Instead, he uses the pain and the suffering to fuel his passions and learn from life. He is an immigrant all the way from India, coming here with no one, and I learned so much from him today. He's very real, very honest, and I think a lot of you who are immigrants or maybe you feel lost can derive so much value in today's episode. Everybody, welcome. Hey man, welcome. Nice to meet you.
That's how I explain my name.
I'm pretty sure
honest.
People probably say that a lot, make that joke, right?
Absolutely.
Meet.
I do it myself because it's really hard for them to digest that that's my name. Mm-hmm. And that's how I explain my name. and Starbucks near my place, they know my name because that's how I introduce myself every time.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so welcome everyone. This is Meet Sharma. So in a world that keeps telling us to stay strong and move on, how do you personally sit with your emotions without getting consumed by them?
So let's divide this into two segments. Staying strong and moving on. Staying strong. I have seen people telling us, it's a lot of peer pressure that, especially for guys, especially for men, that you have to stay strong in a way that you don't cry. You don't share emotions. Emotions make you weak. Emotions do that. You'd never ever share emotions. And I think that's what I was brought up with. And one of the things that when I was a teenager and then a lot of things happened, then I figured out, I think that was wrong. Our society is kind of wrong in some ways, of course. And especially for men, it's really, really hard to express themselves right now. For example, you might have faced the same thing probably back in school, probably back in university. I face that a lot since I think I face that right now too sometimes, because that thing always in my mind that keeps saying that don't share your emotions. You're weak. You'll become weak because people can take advantage of you if they know their emotions, your weaknesses, something like that. But the main thing is, I just kept telling myself, okay, right now I'm here. I feel a lot of these emotions. Everyone just tells us how to control our emotions, how to um, just not talk to anyone, especially men. And I felt like that's been up here in my life. And that really haunted me for days, for weeks, for months, for years. And I started suppressing my feelings. And that's one of the worst thing you can ever imagine. And with that, you get anxiety. With that, you get like anxiousness. You basically are just blank. Someday you are thinking that, some days you're confident, some days you're like, what did I do? Why I'm thinking like this? Staying strong for me is staying true to yourself in a way. Let's say, for example, something happened at work today and I want to talk to someone about it. But I have seen people that they find set of friends and they just started talking about that. And you don't do that as well. You just be with yourself first. If you don't answer those questions by yourself, then okay, then you can talk to someone. But a listener also needs a listener. If I think if um I can explain in a way, like, if I am there to listen to some of my friends, and when I talk my part of the story and they're not, then that also makes you a bit more behind from the society of telling us to not share any emotions or something like that, because all these things comes down to one thing: how you have been brought up, and staying strong. Let's say, for example, you have seen Suits. Have you?
No, but I
No?
did read your
Yeah.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of most of the people probably have seen Suits, and there's a guy called Harvey Specter, a character, and he's a badass. He like walks in, owns the day, and everyone wants to be like him. In fact, his one of his friends, one of his associates, want to be like him because he's the guy, like he's the guy you call and everything. In the starting of the episodes, he always says like, emotion makes you weak, emotion makes you do that, and everyone just nodded yes, including me, because of course you want to be a badass and you want to be like seen. But in the later stages of the seasons, he started showing up, he started talking to people, he started going to therapy. Why? Because he knew that he was taught wrong. He knew that he had to share emotions, he had to share his feelings in order to for him to just breathe. Because if you have a lot of on your plate, then you're done. If you don't talk, be it the therapist, be it your friend, that is not the definition of staying strong. Um, and moving on, talking about moving on, so you never really, let's say, for example, if it's a very small emotion, like you're angry on someone, okay, what do you do? Um, Either you get into a fight with them, or you can just talk about that with someone else, right? But what's the solution to that? I feel like for me, for myself, I sit with myself. I don't ask uh, why I have to go through this emotion, why I did this, why or do that. I just go on a walk. I write about that particular emotion, what happened. I write, specifically writing that person's name, because,
Mhm.
and then the best way to moving on from that emotion, that particular emotion, is probably I just burn those pages. I did that a lot when I was angry on someone, when I was sad, and then I just wrote it down and I just literally burnt it off. and that makes you feel a bit more conscious about yourself, and that also makes you a bit more happy about yourself. Okay. And but the main thing about moving on is you have to sit with it, and we don't sit with it. We just want, we ourselves want, our human nature is something like we want to find solution to every single thing right away. But patience is the key. You will never really move on if you are not patient with yourself.
Yeah. Instead of bottling up all these emotions, hey, you want to be able to channel it to something.
Absolutely.
And I like what you said about like sitting in it as well. You need to be able to process that and feel it through, because in the future, you're going to come to that emotion again. And how are you going to process it? Are you going to beat people up with it? Are you going to beat yourself up over it? You could. I mean, you could go about it irrationally and just follow those feelings wherever it goes, and you'll end up in catastrophe. If you just follow that emotion without processing it, you'll just do things that you'll regret. But if you are honest with yourself, if you find some modality like journaling, like meditation or working out or talking to a friend, right?
Absolutely.
Who was actually there for you, you find that, okay, this happened, I feel this way, and I can navigate through my life and learn something from it and extract the lesson.
And that is so true, because now I have made a list of, let's say, for example, if I'm feeling angry, what do? I go to the gym. Then if I'm feeling anxious, what do? I started meditating. I started writing. So I have a particular set of emotions and particular set of exercises I do just to make myself feel better, not particularly in order to move on, but just to sit with it. Because in gym, when I am feeling angry and lifting weights, that helps you a lot. That really does. And that's the point that you covered, that you need to channel your emotions in order to, and just, I would urge people to, especially men, to be honest, when it comes about staying strong, just don't fake it. Don't, because you are human, and in this society we are just so hard on ourselves that we just be so fake that don't do that.
And I read actually there was this comment that was left on my there was a comment that was left on my YouTube channel, actually. And it was this man, it seemed like it was a guy, and he was really perplexed. He left this comment, and I'd like to read it to you. So it's about this. I made this YouTube video just talking to people in the silent generation, people in the like who are baby boomers. So they're like in their retirement homes. And there's this guy with the username Big Fat Cloud 45. Right? And he comments, "Must be nice to be a boomer. Us millennials will never know this luxury." And I'm like, okay, like maybe he's just like feels like he's been messed out because of the economic prosperity that they had. I'm sure maybe it was better, right? Maybe there's more opportunities. And I messaged back and I said, "Sorry to hear. Times are tough. I hope you can retire." Because maybe he's like worried about his retirement. And
what was his name?
Big Fat Cloud 45. That's just
not a millennial.
Okay, that's just his username.
That is not a comment anyone would do who is firstly in his senses. Okay, I would say.
Sure, but okay, listen what he said to his reply. After I asked, "Sorry to hear, times are tough. I hope you can retire." He goes, "Never will. Currently, I'm 35, no job, no money, no car, no friends, never had a girlfriend, still living at home, congestive heart failure, nothing to show for in life. And my boomer parents think the world is all hunky-dory and all you have to do is pull your bootstraps and back in my day. But if I talk to them and anything, I'm too negative and need to look at the brighter side of life when I didn't ask for it in the first place. I've always been a loser and a failure at life. The only time I get to talk to people is in the comment section on YouTube. And 99% of the time, it's bots or people telling me to get my act together. And all that boomer talk I hear in real life, I don't know what to do. And I don't know why I'm telling you this. I guess I just needed a vent. I'm sorry for telling you all that. I know what you're going to say. But I'm sorry for existing in your comments. I don't know, just hearing them talk about family and everything when I'm a black sheep of my family. Everyone else is doing great but me. Sorry for the long response. Now, is this vulnerability? Like, is this like,
Absolutely.
yeah, but
and it is one of the, this is what I was talking about. He wanted to vent out. He had no one. Everyone is just telling him what to do instead of just sitting with him and just being, like this is, I think this is probably an example of what fake staying strong means. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this guy went about his health problems, his age, his personal life problems, everything. But I didn't. He wrote, I think, one sentence that I just wanted to vent out. I don't. If someone is venting out on social media, right? That means they want to get acknowledged, that they are in life, like someone can see them, someone can talk to them. I don't think if probably he has, I'm sure he might have a few, but not friend, but he just wants to be heard.
yeah, but where do you draw the line between kind of confidence, right, or vulnerability and weakness? Like for me,
Yeah.
I read that and I want to be there for him. I left him a thoughtful comments about you're not alone and then you're acknowledged.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I've heard that before."
Yeah.
It seems like he's in a victim mentality,
Absolutely.
right? And there's no agency there. See, now, when a lot of men, when they hear, oh, like be vulnerable, like open up, right? It's like, yeah, you channel your emotions and tell people the truth, but that's no excuse to be lazy. That's no excuse to not do anything with your life. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how do you know if it's someone just being like complaining, being a victim? Because you know that victim mentality, right?
Absolutely.
When you feel like the world's against you and then all you do is complain and
then you just don't want to do anything.
Yeah. And it's twisted into a victim mentality. Now, where do you draw the line between kind of opening up and the victim mentality?
Just look yourself in the mirror and just talk to yourself. I don't think drawing the line when it comes to changing yourself is just to stop having those beliefs, the ones he's having about himself. I don't think that's gonna, because he just told that he's already 35, so he probably might think that, oh, I'm just too old to do this. Okay, so waste 4 years of your life, you'll still be 39, and the average amount of time a person lives is 70 years. So he still has 30 years to do something about with his life. Probably just nothing, just go on a trip. You find yourself, you just look yourself in the mirror and stop acting like you are a victim, and start taking action about your life. I know, like, he probably have heard this 1,000 times before, okay, but he didn't take any action. He just started believing that, okay, I'm done with this life, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. That's not how you approach life. Even if there's a lot of people telling you negative things, okay, you still have that inner thought, inner mindset to tell yourself that, no, okay, keep all things aside, there is no one in my life that can help me. It's just me, myself, that can help myself. No one's gonna suffer for you. If you want to lose weight, you're gonna go to the gym. No one's gonna do it for you. It's a luxury to have, but no one's gonna do it for you. You just have to do it yourself. And the key thing is to just trust me. Mirror talks to you. For example, just go in the morning, stand yourself, look yourself in the mirror, do nothing. You'll just talk to yourself anyways. Do this activity for, I don't know how long you require based on your things that are happening in your life. Then do that. That's the first step. You just talk to yourself. You tell yourself that my beliefs are wrong. I don't want to, I just want to, if someone wants to change their life, they can literally do that just by a snap. Why? Just by taking action. They should have that amount of willpower.
Yeah. Action is the antidote to rumination and worrying.
Absolutely.
It's when your mind stops because you're focused on something.
Yeah,
And the bigger the action, the less the worry.
absolutely. And just keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
And just do something that you love. Even if you don't like that job, be it you're getting money from it, then money makes you happy. Then go to a trip, you will find yourself, and then you'll start doing something that you love.
Yeah. So do you think modern society encourages emotional repression or expression? How do you balance being emotionally honest with being productive?
Yeah. So they reward emotional expression, okay? But they just want us to be, just keep our emotions like that. Just don't do anything with it. For example, um, if I want to be vulnerable at work, can I?
You could
I could, right? How many times?
3 times.
Yeah,
So depending.
fourth time they'll tell you that you're unprofessional.
Yeah. I mean, depending on your position too. If you're the CEO or if you're the owner, you can do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
But yeah, absolutely true. But they don't. I don't think they will have anyone to be sharing that emotion with. For example, I'm not feeling well, okay, and I just want to talk with someone about it. It's a good thing at work. But when you started talking about it more and more and more, then started sharing, they'll tell you, okay, this is unprofessional, this is unethical, but they started it. They want us to be in that zone. They want us to share those emotions. Another example, if I want to post a story on social media about me, that I'm facing XYZ emotion or XYZ situation in my life, and I put out a story right now, there'll be hundreds of people who are going to like that story. Like hundreds of people. But, and out of those 100 people, what do you think will do?
Probably 10 of them will message.
Yeah. And out of 10 of those, you'll get a message and you reply to 10 of those people.
Probably a couple of them will call you.
Yeah. And those 2 people who's going to call you, either they're going to be your brother, one of your family member, because the definition here that comes is unconditional love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want anything from you, right? People would always want to have, let's say, for example, if I listen to some person, they would always think like, why is he listening to me? Does he want something from me? Why does he need? We have been that low in this age right now. That's another example. And I've always felt, I think that's what I've written. That's what I feel. Emotions doesn't necessarily worst thing for productivity. They are the compass. Emotions are the compass for the productivity. You just have to make yourself knowledgeable about how to read them, if that makes sense.
Could you summarize that?
I'll take an example of my previous workplace, right? They had a exercise named be vulnerable, be miserable, be whatever you want in front of us, and we won't judge you. Okay. And then there was this guy who started sharing his stories, his that he is going through a personal thing and something, and everyone just started reacting because everyone was there. It was a town hall meeting. We just had that exercise for our headspace, and then he started sharing all those things, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad for him. I feel that it shouldn't happen to anyone, right? I don't think that guy wanted to hear that. Like, he doesn't want to be acknowledged the fact that I know that this has happened and everyone is going to feel that way. For example, if something majorly happens in my life, my friends are of course going to tell me, oh, I'm so sorry it happened. You don't need that. That's the first thing that you want to resist, talking to someone about that emotion, because they already are feeling that. What they need is just for them to listen. Then why would he do that in the first place in front of 50 people? Why would he stand up and tell his personal life at a workplace? Why? Because he wants to be heard. And yes, people did hear his side of story. And then he literally came to me. I'm not going to take the name. He literally came up to me and he's like, do you remember you are the only one who came to my office and asked me the next day that how are you feeling right now, out of those 50 people?
So
When it comes to go
sorry,
ahead.
all the other people, they gave advice and they
just
kept
went
saying,
away.
"Oh, I feel so sorry for him." But I think people just want to be heard. Right? At the end of the day, you have problems and you've already gone through all the mental jujitsu
Absolutely.
and like the mental models of how to fix it and what to do and enough is enough and all this stuff in your head circulating. But when you tell someone, if you do ask for advice, give it. But when you're just telling someone, the initial reaction for people is to solve it.
Yeah.
Right. Especially for men.
Absolutely.
Like, what's
True.
have you
So
tried
true.
this? Have you tried that? But like most people, they just want to be heard. And it's like that relief, because after you get it out of your system and put it to a physical form, whether it be through your vocal cords or through journaling, it's there, it's out there, it's real. It's recognized. Especially if it's recognized by someone, you feel like you're not delusional. And it's just, it's what did he respond with?
So this is just my thing. That's how I know, because as I said, listener also needs a listener, right? It's a very deep thing when someone understands this. But for me, when I ask someone if they're sharing their emotions or something, I always ask them, do you want me to give you any advice right now? Or do you want me to just listen to you?
Yeah. Sometimes it's all we want is to just sit in the mud with each other.
Absolutely. And that guy didn't want it to have any advice. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how he will move on from this and everything. But everyone just started patting on his back that you went through a lot and started giving him advice, which he didn't ask for.
Yeah.
He was just sharing his side of story.
Yeah, you go through a breakup or death of a loved one, or you have some insecurity issues. Maybe there's a health diagnosis. You've already searched up, whether it be on ChatGPT, Reddit, Google, how to fix it, other people that have gone through it, just solutions. You know what to do.
Yeah.
It's just feeling heard and feeling that you're not alone, right? Sometimes that's all we need.
Yeah. And have you seen that survey on Instagram? It is alleged. I have double checked it. And you know why 77% of the marriages get annulled or they end up in divorce? Or probably a relationship, as a matter of fact.
Money?
No. That was actually on there. But that's not the first thing.
Intimacy?
No. Oh, surprisingly, it was not there.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that called? Yeah, just contempt. Big one.
Yeah, but it was not on there. But the first thing that in that survey was the other person in that relationship, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it was, they stopped listening. they stop. When you stop listening, you stop communicating.
Yeah.
That's the first pillar of anything.
Yeah.
And that was actually true.
And then it's just death by 1,000 cuts, right? Because as soon as
That's
you stop,
how it started.
Yeah, as soon as you stop listening, then you stop doing the little things, and then you stop that little kiss on the cheek, that coffee, and the communication stops. Because if you're not listening, you stop communicating. When you stop communicating, the other person doesn't know what you want, and next thing you know, that breeds resentment and contempt. And then next thing you know, you come home to a stranger, because we're constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't grow together, you grow apart.
Absolutely. And you're basically coming back to a jail.
Yeah. So has there ever been a moment when embracing a difficult emotion led to your personal growth?
Yeah, you just named one of that right now. It's heartbreak. Yeah. I don't want to go. I'll not take any names or something like that, but I will share my side of story why heartbreak is one of the key emotions. And I will urge everyone to face that emotion once in your lifetime. It is so powerful. It is so energetic. It is filled with fire that it can change your life. But there are pros and cons to this. Of course, there have been many emotions that have changed my life, but heartbreak is the key one. Probably because I am who I am because of that today. Why I'm sitting here is because of that. Why I'm communicating is because of that. Or why I have, I would not call myself having a good speaker. Like, I'm not a good speaker when it comes to having a speech or something like that. But heartbreak has taught me so much that no other emotion can taught anyone. And there's a thing that I wrote, which a boy becomes a man and a girl becomes a woman after a breakup, or be it any kind of heartbreak. For example, a breakup that changed my life back in 2018. And then breakup can be one of the heartbreaks. Or that one of your friends who's studying so hard for an exam to get into Harvard, Stanford, Cambridge, or probably anywhere in the world, right? And they couldn't get in. That's an heartbreak. And then anyone who just went away from your life without giving any warning, that's an heartbreak, right? So everyone has different sets of heartbreaks, and everyone has the different frequency of having those heartbreaks. Talking about myself, this goes back in 2018 when I had my the worst heartbreak ever, I think. And that changed me, who I am. Why I say this is because I was a shy, known guy. I was bullied through all of my school life, first year of my university, and then something good happens, right? And you wanna. I think that's why I'm smiling right now. That was the best part when it comes to those kind of emotions. Um, I was very shy. I was just doing my own thing, probably sitting on the first bench. I didn't even, if I had a question in classroom, I just didn't even raise my hand to ask why. I was just so scared. I couldn't communicate anything to anyone. I didn't initiate. I didn't talk to anyone. I just beat myself, right? And then someone came in my life. Everything was good. Everything was amazing. And then through no fault of anyone, I would say, they're not in my life anymore. And then you have so much fire in yourself to do something, right? The first thing, I think you probably, a lot of guys can relate to this. When, and specifically, I'm talking about a breakup, heartbreak, right? breakup emotion, heartbreak. So after that, the first thing a guy wants to do is become a badass, become a bad boy. You know why? Because at that time, at least in my back in my university, I'm talking about back in India, um, there was a culture back then that every um, I'm um, not gonna make this controversial, I think, but I'm just gonna say this out loud that back in India, in my university, there was a culture where a lot of girls just wanted to date bad guys. They didn't want to date nice guys. I'm not sure if you can relate to this or not, but yeah, I have seen that a lot. I have seen that in front of my eyes, so I know. And this is just my observation from my university and back in India.
When I was in high school and I was an asshole,
Yeah,
girls liked me better, and now I'm nicer. I don't get as much girls.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works, but
see,
okay, but go on.
exactly. Yeah. So you do know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about.
I just the first thing I wanted to be a bad guy. Like I wanted to be seen. I wanted because no one knew my name. Like how sad is that? Sorry, 1 year into the university, no one knew my name. How sad is that? I was just being bullied. Everyone just came up to me and they're like, okay, you know what the worst part of getting bullied? You cannot do anything. I couldn't tell my parents. I couldn't tell my brother. I had very limited sort of friends and they were not in that university.
Mhm.
So I just went on to it. They just came and they slapped the shit out of me.
They'd beat you,
Oh, it's very easy to
And-
beat back in India.
and then they'd call you names.
110%. And there are some names that I still remember right now. And that still haunts me. Like that still haunts me to the day. And they just gonna, they, because I was nerd, I was into books and everything. So they came up to me and they're like, complete our assignments, complete this, complete that. And if you don't do it, we're gonna beat the shit out of you. And they did once. And after that, I had no choice. I did all the assignments. I helped all the guys around me and everything. So and then I just stopped feeling sorry for myself after that heartbreak happened, because you have so much anger, you have so much anguish, you have so much of power and fire in yourself that you just want to prove yourself.
No.
The next day, I walked into the classroom like I was something. Okay, I got a fist. I got in a fist fight with a guy who just wanted to. I just wanted to prove myself that I'm not a pushover, if that makes sense. And then days passed, and then people still they didn't look at me the way I wanted them to look at me. You know why?
Why?
Because that's not me. I cannot be, even if I wanted to be a bad guy, I couldn't. I just couldn't.
This is after the breakup,
This is after the breakup, yeah.
and then during the breakup, there were still people bullying you as well.
Yes.
And how did your girlfriend at the time react to that?
To this date, she doesn't know.
Oh, so you kind of just bottled it all up, hey?
Yeah. And I
So
just couldn't.
Your family didn't know.
Yeah,
None of
no
your
one.
friends knew.
No one.
So there's a group of them. How many of them were there?
Are you talking about the university or
The
school?
university, yeah, or You
School?
said you were bullied throughout your life,
Yeah,
right?
throughout
But
my life,
but
yeah.
it got to be the worst in university.
Yes. In university,
And-
I think there were. I'm just gonna count names on my finger. I think there were 7 or 8 of them. They were in
all-
a bunch of group
All men.
and all men. Yeah. No girls.
Jeez.
Because one of the things that I am happy is since the starting of my school days, my university days, a lot of friends I had or have right now are girls. I just related more, and why would I tell my girlfriend about this? Because I was just happy with her.
Oh,
I know that there are times that you want to tell her, but this is your fight.
yeah, maybe you wanted to shield her as well. You know, you
Absolutely.
didn't want her to be
I never
affected.
I never showed my
And then,
girlfriend.
so after it was a day where you just felt like you couldn't take that shit anymore, and so you go into class, and you're a lot more aggressive. You're a lot more defiant, and instead of being a pushover, no more Mr. Nice Guy. But that wasn't you at the core.
And I got into a fist fight, and after that video went viral back in university. I still have that video.
Oh, I want to see this.
I'll show you. I still have that video, and I got into a fist fight, and I just since that day, I think I made a mark in the university, in fact, in that classroom, that I'm not a pushover. Like, if I am good when I'm calm, but I'm bad when I want to be bad.
There will be ramifications, consequences if you pick on me. So this is a message.
Yeah. And I, in fact, said sorry to that guy after beating him up, because that's just me. And that is the day I realized that I cannot be a bad guy, because that's just not in me. I wanted to be a bad guy so that girls will like me. I wanted to be a bad guy so that people will accept me in the society, and especially back in university where that culture was there. So but after that, I asked myself, I have so much energy, so much fire in myself. What can I do with it? I can either go on the wrong path, or I can channel this. But I don't know why. Till this date, I don't know how I took this decision of going on the right path. And I don't know why. It just happened. Like, okay, I was not good at writing. Then I took a writing class. I was not good at communicating. A big shout out to my ma'am. Because if I'm communicating with you right now, and without any fear, without any doubt in my mind, it's because of you, ma'am. Can I say that name?
Yeah, of course. Say any name.
My professor Kunj. Kunj ma'am, thank you so much. You don't know what you have done with my life, and you probably you're not even probably, you are the best thing that has best professor thing that has happened in my life, because I am who I am today because of you. And just to express myself, just that you believed in me at the time where I just couldn't believe in myself. So thank you so much. And so she taught me how to communicate.
Yeah, she'll have to listen to this podcast, or I'll send her the clip as well. If
absolutely. And she told me how to communicate. She taught me. We had a extra class of communication 101, and there were like 10 students sitting in there, nothing, and all the other 8 people, they were playing PUBG. There were only 2, me, and there was this other girl who were really into communication, because I had a fear of stage. I had a fear to talk to someone. I had a fear of initiating, and I didn't know the difference between good tonality and bad tonality, right? So she taught me that, and then I started writing speeches. I was good at writing. I started writing speeches for events. I anchored events, right? Then I suddenly, in few months, I was on stage doing my own thing, anchoring events, talking to hundreds of people coming from different university, and they're like, okay, who is this guy? That day I got to know that, okay, shoot, I did this, like, of course with the help of my professor and my friends, but yeah, I did this.
Yeah, you recognize your strength, and you celebrated internally, right? And so you're this boy who's been bullied all throughout his entire school life, and you reach university, and you didn't really have any fulfilling friends.
No,
it's the peak of the bullying era, and you stomach it all down, and it bottles up. You shield your family. Your girlfriend at the time didn't know, and just you feel trapped. Right? But eventually,
and I had no friends. Just to be clear, I had no friends in university. The guy I thought was my friend was the guy sleeping with my girlfriend.
Oh wow! And that's why you guys broke up?
Of course. I didn't even know. Oh,
Yeah.
It was just so embarrassing for myself as well. I was like, that's my best friend, right? I just I literally told my girlfriend back then that if you liked him, we have been going out for like what, 8 months, year, I think. If you liked him so much, why didn't you come to me? And that way I could have saved my friendship as well. Then I would have respected the fact that she came to me first.
And so you lost your best friend and your girlfriend.
Absolutely.
So you had no one there.
Nothing, no
But,
one.
like, was it a day or a week where you just realized that, oh, I need to make a change. If I keep continuing with this path, then I'm gonna be nobody. Because a lot of people go through the same exact situation, right? And they go in their shell and they go, oh, the world just dealt me a bad hand, and then you become this victim and you develop a victim mentality.
Yeah.
So what made you take hold of life and take initiative and actually attend courses to improve your speaking and to strive towards your ambitions and goals?
After this, what happened? In university, of course, in university, everyone gets to know like that this happened with this guy and everything, right? Everyone started looking at me a very different way. In a way, like, for example, this is before I made mark in the classroom before the fist fight, right? They just started feeling sorry for me. Like, am I, like, something huge happened with me? Of course, something huge has happened, but they just came to me. They talked with me like I just making me feel that I'm just nothing. Like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm so sorry. Like, pity. Like,
and you didn't like that.
Of course. And why would in the world anyone would like that? Because, okay, something has happened. You don't exaggerate that much in front of everyone. Whenever I used to go sit in my cafeteria and used to eat my lunch alone. I remember that time. And when everyone was like, sorry, this happened with you, I'm sorry, I was just fed up with that. I was like, okay, this happened, but life moves on. It doesn't stop for one thing. And I was like, okay, this is it. I have been the rock bottom, and of no fault on my own. Everyone is seeing me in a way, probably this guy might feel so embarrassed about himself or something like that he cannot do anything. Then I was like, okay, I just want to get out of this shit. So
yeah, kudos to you, man. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really proud of how far you have come, and even coming to Canada and just completing school. Despite all the things that you've been through, you still come out on top, which is amazing. You know, I love me an underdog story, and it's awesome. You need to keep, and this is just the beginning. We're still so young, right? And
but have you ever faced something like that in your life where
just had some like workplace harassment, just a bully at work, but you get through it, you process it, you deal with it. But yeah, it was just
you process.
There's a lot of tears. There's a lot of like, because I've done nothing to this guy, and he just hated me for just being me. I don't know. He had his reasons, but but I would come into work and he would just grumble all around. He would talk shit with all the other coworkers, even though I wanted kindness. I wanted to strive to empathize because he had a kid on the way, but he just was very aggressive, and I just didn't really appreciate. I didn't really know why. Like, if I had done something, for sure. Like, but like, I think he just didn't like me as a person, and it was just so hard for me to stomach that, because throughout my entire life, I've always been popular. You know, I've always been liked by everyone, and the people that didn't like me was because I did something.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and so there's this person that comes into work, and he was 10 years older, that just bullied me, and like, we just, said some things to my face, and like, he was 6 feet too, and he was a bit bigger guy, so he could have like beat the shit out of me. So I tried to kind of, I felt like I was like a little child again.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
but he got fired in the end, and I was, I was happy, but at the same time, he has a family, and so a part of me was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be happy about that, and I should empathize, but I don't know. You can't please everyone, and there's gonna be those times where you need to be brave, and you need to process it in your own way. And yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
And you good now?
Yeah, man,
Like,
that's good.
have you?
You still think about it
Of
here and
course,
there,
of
right?
course.
Like I'll be at work sometimes,
Yeah.
be like, why did that happen to me?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, it's made me more empathetic for people that go through it. If I hadn't gone through it, then I wouldn't know this
Yeah.
side of me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to react.
Yeah.
So next time it does happen, I'll know what to do.
Absolutely.
Right.
It makes you more wiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on to
Of course.
storytelling
Yeah.
in cinema, what role has storytelling or cinema played in helping you understand yourself or process your experiences?
I'm a big filmy guy. Like, I just love watching films because I'll just say this. When I'm working from home, there's always a monitor that I watch movies all day and still work. my I hope my HR don't see this.
I'm gonna send this to your HR.
but I'm a very filmy guy. Like I think since my childhood was, so one of the things, because I was bullied, I had no very limited number of friends. So what did I do in my free time? I just watched TV, watch movies and all. So since then I just started watching movies and everything. And right now storytelling cinema has been an integral part of my life, in everyday life, to be honest. And sorry, what was the question? The complete question.
What role has storytelling or cinema played in helping you understand yourself or process your experiences?
So can I say Indian movie and Indian director?
Dude,
Yeah,
go ahead,
of course.
man.
There's a Indian director named Imtiaz Ali, and his movie was released in 2015 named Tamasha. So Tamasha, if I would want to translate that in English, would be chaos, I think. Yeah.
Tamasha.
Tamasha.
Okay.
Chaos.
Sure.
Like, so there's this guy in the movie who I have related so much. That guy has two personalities, two lives, one for the outside world and one just for him. So for example, I did smile sometimes when I didn't want it to. I faced something with myself, but I couldn't express it out, right? And that guy is living two lives at one time, and he himself is a storyteller in that movie, that he wanted to do that, but under so much pressure, peer pressure and responsibilities, he is doing a 9 to 5. And that movie has changed my life in a way. It didn't change overnight. I couldn't even understand it at first, because I was, I think, 15 or 16, if I'm not wrong, when that movie came out. I couldn't understand. And there's a very good thing about that movie that I remember, is, when there's a red carpet or a screening for that movie, a lady came out running to the director. I saw that in a video. She was crying, and she was like I think she was like in 40s, right? She hugged the director and she just said one thing: I think you got late for making this movie now. You should have made it earlier. And you could have made it earlier. And I didn't understand back then. Then I came to university. I saw Tamasha plenty of times. I loved the movie. I started getting a sense of it, a hang of the story and hang of the character, but I still didn't feel it. But then I came here in Canada. I started working. I started like having my own life, like living alone and all that. And now I know what she was talking about, that lady, why she was crying when she saw that movie. And like she said, you could have made that earlier. Probably that her life would have changed. I have seen a lot of people watch Tamasha and changed their lives. Not overnight, they just got to know what they wanted to do, what they wanted to express, uh, what they wanted to live about, what they wanted to breathe about. Why are you breathing in this world? There is probably a reason. Not because um, you ate, not because you have friends. No, you're breathing for a purpose. And what is that purpose? That movie taught me a lot. And that character has something I would never want to let go of my mindset. I have that, just to remind myself, I have that poster. I have the scenes from the movie cutouts on as a wallpaper in my room, just to remind myself that yes, that affected me a lot, that movie. And you should watch it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. So this film just made you understand yourself better. And there's this lady that ran up to him and
Yeah.
crying, right?
Yeah.
Sobbing. And
Yeah.
you could have made this
Yeah.
earlier because it made her realize the things in her life that redirected her to a certain path or a certain mindset.
Yeah.
Wow.
And living two lives. I think many of us would relate at this particular point where everyone is living two lives. For example, I work 9 to 5, but am I truly happy? I ask myself. I am happy to a certain extent because that's what I have studied. So I have a job for that. But after that, am I happy that am I satisfied? No. After work, I try to do something that makes me happy. Even if you don't get any money from that, I think you shouldn't stop doing what you love and what makes you happy, even if it's a 5 minute a day. So yeah, and that thing has taught me a lot.
Yeah.
So I just, by day, I am just an analyst. By night, I'm just passionate about cinema, storytelling. That's what I do.
Awesome. So, are there any films, directors, or narratives that deeply influence the way you view life or identity?
I would again say Imtiaz Ali and of course Christopher Nolan. They are an odd mix, like very odd mix, because Imtiaz Ali makes love stories, right? And to some extent, I would say Christopher Nolan makes love stories. Like at least he shows love. So, do you know any definition of love?
Love, the one that I go by is like love is patient and kind.
Yeah.
Love does not boast or is arrogance. Love is not envy. Love is not resentment. It does not rejoice with that isn't the truth, but it rejoices with the truth. And yeah, it's not quite the Bible verse, but that's essentially my, like, love is everything that is not conditional, or it's like natural.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good definition of love. But we all know that there is not one particular definition of love, right? But I feel like the very close definition of love was given in Interstellar. Have you watched Interstellar?
I've watched Interstellar a couple times.
Yeah.
With
it's my comfort movie.
Oh, really?
Don't judge me for that. Yeah, it's my comfort movie.
I don't know if it's comfort, man. It's kind of stressful, you know? Like, it's kind of like a lot to process.
Yeah. So he expressed time, dimensions, right? And love, right? And a particular emotion that can transcend time and through a very different dimension, like over the space. And that is something that really fascinates me. And you know, when the actress Anne Hathaway, when she describes love definition about social utility, something like that, I just don't remember it completely, but that is the closest form of definition I've ever heard in love, about love. Sorry.
Do you remember it?
No, I there's something. So she is explaining that definition to Matthew, I think, in the movie, but I just don't remember it completely. Yeah.
ChatGPT it. It was, what did Anne Hathaway
Yeah.
say in Interstellar?
About love.
About love. Okay. Actually, I have the premium ChatGPT too. So, here's the quote. Love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It has to mean something. Maybe it means more, something we can't yet understand.
Yes.
Maybe it's some evidence, some artifact of a higher dimension that we can't consciously perceive. I'm drawn across the universe to someone I haven't seen in a decade, who I know is probably dead. Love is the one thing we are capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
Absolutely. That is...
Bro, that's a fire quote.
Yeah.
Gotta save
and that is actually the closest thing that I've ever heard of love, because she knew that's probably... She came for the doctor. She knew that probably he would be dead, but she still came. That is love. And at the end of the movie, if you remember, love was the mediator between time and space. When she did the clock thing, when he transferred to the Morse code, that's love. That's emotions.
Yeah, it's crazy. Love can make a woman who has a child trapped in a car, underneath a car, lift that car.
Yeah.
Right? That you could say it's adrenaline, you could say it's that, but like love can make you sacrifice your own life for someone.
Yeah.
Love can make you go through unsurmountable pain and suffering, dragging yourself a mile through glass and Legos.
Yeah.
And you're just, I feel when I feel the love from my family, when I love them the most, or when I feel the love of God, I feel unbreakable, untouchable, and I feel like I can do anything. And I wish I could have that feeling all the time, because I don't have that feeling all the time. It just comes in brief periods.
You know why? The only way you can have that feeling all the time is to have someone in your life who believes in you more than you believe in yourself, and that is another definition of love. Love will not always stay there in relationship, right? It is the belief of the other person that keeps you going. For example, if I have a girlfriend right now and I want to do something apart from my routine, my daily work, and she tells me that if I ask her if I want to do this, she would say, of course, I believe in you. You can do this, and I know you that you will do it. That extra push from apart from you or from outside universe is something, and that is also in love.
Yeah. My mom, she was dealt a bad hand in life when I was around 6, 7.
Okay.
She wasn't treated well by people, and she ended up being a single mom, having to raise me and my sister in the Philippines, and she was a housewife prior to this, and our electricity was cut off, and we were struggling for money, and she was crying every night. But every single day she would get up, dress up, and go do something. And I remember her dressing up, and just, she was carrying the world on her back. And I didn't really recognize it at the time, but that was the epitome of love. That she made me feel loved despite the chaos that was happening all around. I didn't feel unsafe. And there was always food on the table. Maybe some days it wasn't as delicious, but she made things happen.
Absolutely.
And I think for a lot of people, they don't have somebody that believes in them, right? I feel like there's a dearth of belief in other people. And that's why that simple "I believe in you"
Yeah.
when said at the right time to someone, can change the direction of someone's life. And I'm sure the professor
Yeah.
probably did that to you.
Oh man. Yeah. 110%. And talking about that, the love coming from moms, it's incredible. No science can ever define that kind of love. It's unconditional.
Yeah.
Like for example, if this a glass of water and there is no water inside this, right? And there's a bottle with water in, no water inside this. Would you be able to pour me a glass of water with no water inside the bottle?
No.
No. That's how the love works. If you don't have anything to give, you won't. So you have to love yourself first in order to give something to other person. And I think that's where the belief system comes from.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd have to take loans out, and that pushes you underneath. Next thing you know, you don't even have a glass.
Yeah, exactly.
So as someone who thinks deeply, do you find yourself projecting meaning into everyday moments like scenes from a film?
Yeah.
If so, how do you translate that into something meaningful?
Yeah. Remember that scene from Joker where he sits inside the bus and he just starts laughing?
And then he hands the kid, the kid looks at him, and the mom's kind of like,
and
what's
he
going
smiles
on? And then he gives him a card.
Yeah. I used to think when I got here, I think I was, because a person can only laugh. He had a problem. When he didn't wanted to laugh, he laughed. And we as humans, we have a problem. When we want to laugh, we don't laugh. Right? The two sets of stories. So when I was in bus, I was thinking I was the Joker. I was the character, because I was going through a lot, because I was new and there was a lot of things, responsibilities and all that, and making my mark here and a lot of things. Then what did I do? I just started traveling in bus, because driving and something like looking out the window is my thing. I see that a very cinematic thing in my life, like the sun rays falling on because as I told you that I'm a very filmy guy. So I used to mimic as a Joker, and I just started laughing in the bus. And yes, of course, there were people watching me, but that laugh.
Wait.
Yeah.
You're on the bus.
Yeah.
And you just purposely laughed, like your head off. Like, can you give me that laugh?
Right now?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, so let's say, for example, if I'm
I'm on the bus.
Yeah.
So I just got off a long day.
Yeah.
I'm bussing back.
Yeah. So I still remember
there's
this.
meat across from me.
Yeah. And I was just like this, looking outside the window, and I was just doing all the thinking, what's going wrong in my life. Okay. I was like, what's the one way to stop this? Then I started thinking of Joker. Okay. There are no earphones in my ear, nothing. And there was a girl right beside me, and she was like, okay, something happened with this guy. I think he's high or something like that. I think I laughed for like 5 to 7 minutes.
And you did that 5-7 minutes straight.
Yeah. And then I started crying.
You started crying?
Yeah, after that laugh,
Damn.
And then it ended with me crying. That hit me. That was like, okay, I tried that from that Joker movie to like, so that it interacts with my life, does something for me, and it did. You know what it did? It made me happy, because after those tears, I was like, I can bear this. I can go through this. I can do this.
Social anxiety, the antidote to social anxiety is exposure.
Yeah.
And when you present yourself into a scenario of like worst case scenarios, anything below that is bearable. So
absolutely. And when you take out, so let's say, for example, you go out, talk to people, right, on the streets, and I don't see many people doing that. Why? Because they feel the same, that they are in fear about themselves or something like that. And I hated my guts back then. I did this exercise and I don't think I have ever talked about this because this is very personal for me. But right now, that question literally hit me, and it just asked me about that scene from Joker will always stay with me because it was just me, my thoughts, and after I laughed on me, right? But I cried for the situation. So
Yeah, it puts
my
makes it
thoughts into
light.
perspective.
Yeah, puts your thoughts into perspective and makes
Yeah.
things lighter. Like laughing about it kind of releases it, and
Yeah.
then crying about it
Yeah.
makes you take it
Yeah.
seriously and just channels it all out. And that way you can go forward.
Yeah, and laughter therapy is a good thing.
I
mean, I never did it. I just saw that movie and I was like, okay, let me try. And I was on the bus, and I particularly took bus, and I anyways wanted to go somewhere, but I was like, okay, now is the time. I don't care if someone's gonna see me as a freak. I don't care if someone's gonna think, what? Okay, let them think. Firstly, the biggest problem in this world is like, what would other people think, right? If we stop doing that, you're anyways happy in this world. 100%.
I could just picture you on the bus. I want to see that in person one day. Could you imagine?
Oh man, I think
I want you to do it at my on the way to my bus 414. That'd be awesome. Could you do that?
If I am in that zone, then why not?
Okay.
Because it has to come from inside, right?
Okay, it has to be authentic.
It has to be authentic. I can do that all day. I can do that right now, like how he portrayed in that shot. But that was just an exercise for myself.
Okay.
I was not acting in that thing. I was just being real with myself.
Yeah, bro. My dad is the same. He loves movies, and I don't know about like, he doesn't really talk about like the meaning. I guess there's a lot of meaning. He derives a lot of meaning to it, but just it's great that you actually reenact it in person and actually apply it to your everyday.
Yeah, every morning.
Awesome.
Yeah, every morning. Some days when I when I dress up for some meetings and everything, I feel like I feel like I'm Wade from Tamasha, like the character. I feel like I'm Wade. Sometimes I do feel that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
because you see the reason why cinema and storytelling is so popular, because we see ourselves in those people. 100%. If we watch the film and we don't feel like we're that person, what value is this? Like what are we here to do?
Yeah.
You know?
And it's very hard for people to read and imagine rather than seeing and imagining.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can imagine plenty of books which were now made in let's say, for example, Dune, the movie, right? Amazing movie, right? But if I want to read the book, will I have the same imagination? No.
It depends what kind of person you are.
Absolutely.
There's just a lot more imaginative people out there. But I think for me, it's harder to imagine certain scenarios, certain storylines. But like when the movie's there, I mean, it's right in front of you. Yeah.
I have seen people like they watched Dune and they're like, oh, now we understand this part of the chapter in the book. Yeah. So that's the thing.
I think a lot of people would learn much, much more efficiently, and would actually be retained in their long-term memory if the science classes, math classes were formulated in like a storytelling environment. Because we talked about it, where what do people do when on their off time? It's never to study more, or it's never to work out. Like all the hard stuff, it's watching a movie is easy. It just absorbs. But if you can make it potent in the way where this can actually make people feel a certain way and believe in a cause, then it would just stick. And if it's educational, if it's making somebody's life better, even more power.
And I really believe that everyone has a story to tell, and everyone in this lifetime should tell their side of story to this world.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, no,
that's why I have this podcast. Yeah, I want to hear everyone's stories.
Yeah, it's a good thing because you learn a lot from stories than you would rather probably learn at university or in school.
Yeah, dude. So how has being an immigrant shaped the way you see yourself, both personally and professionally?
in many ways, personally, it has taught me how to initiate. Because back in India, I'm going to compare the two countries right now. Back in India, there is not a culture of initiating that much, right? Let's say, for example, if my friend likes a goal, right? Here, I see people, they directly go talk to that person. In India, you know what happens? That person talks wouldn't talk to that goal directly, but he will find that goal's best friend, then talk to her, and then tell her that I want to talk to her. So it's like not a
Like
direct communication. So
like
it's like
a
because they have problem with initiating,
a
and we are not.
messenger.
Yeah, and we are not. We have not been taught how to initiate. To be very honest with you, not in university, not in schools, nothing. And coming as an immigrant into a different country, it's hard if you don't initiate.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people, especially the people. There are some friends in my group. They have started initiating right now, but before then, everyone has their own community, right? Right. Let's say, for example, I belong from India. I might have a big Indian group, of course, right? You are from Philippines, right? And then you might have your own set of friends from Philippines, right?
I have like no Filipino friends, man. They're all white.
Yeah,
you know. And actually,
it's a
I have
yeah.
a bunch of Indian friends now.
Yeah.
Through like Anirudh and Tinkar.
Yeah.
Like I love the Indian community.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank
dude.
you.
Yeah.
And of course.
Truth be told, I never really understood Indian people.
Yeah.
And
why is that?
I just didn't really know anything about them. I didn't have any friends that talked about the culture.
Yeah.
But then since talking to them, now I'm like, oh wow, it's so cool learning about kind of the different foods and just the way the family operates and like the religion. But go on with your story.
No, I like what you're saying. Yeah. So it was very hard to see my community, people that they are living in that constant state of comparison, firstly. And second thing, that not initiating about that you are an immigrant and you want to start having people who are from this country, because that will shape you not only in cultural beliefs, but also in how you have a different perspective from what you were coming from India. So in my free time, I used to just go in the parks. I remember after the quarantine and everything, the very first week, I didn't had anything to do in my university. I just went for parks. I just wanted to stroll around and everything, and to see because it's a new country, right? It's the very first country that I came.
Oh, everything you see is new.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Just, this is where the gym's at. This is where the park.
Yeah,
this is where.
And I was fascinated with the candies. I love the candies here.
The candies.
Yeah, like
what about it?
Like you don't get all these kind of candies back in India. So we have our own sets of candies, but I always wanted to try like let's say for example nerds. Right?
Okay.
Nerds. I used to like nerds a lot when I got here. And everything was new, right? So I started initiating going on parks. I just started introducing myself that, hey, blah, 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 this is me. And I just got here and I am studying this at the university. And they started introducing themselves. And I have not seen one person not retaliating back to me. Because when you initiate, they would want to talk to you. They would want to get you more. Just like you said right now, that you were not into you didn't have any Indian knowledge, Indian friends, but now you do.
Well, because I gave it a conscious effort.
Yeah,
to talk to people, and there's a massive Indian population in Canada, and you're just bound to meet the Indian population, and you get to know them.
Absolutely, and you would want to initiate a lot when you are in a different country. And I would urge everyone, especially coming back from India, coming from my community, I understand that you might have a language barrier. I also understand that you might feel scared that what they're going to think about it. No, they are not going to think about you in any which way, not even good, not even bad, just go, approach, talk, and trust me, your life will change personally a lot.
Yeah, I think for the majority of people are welcoming. People want to make friends.
Yes.
Old people, young people,
Yes.
Teenagers, like people in their 20s, 30s. They all want to talk. They all want to just, whether it be small talk, whether it be a specific thing about an event nearby. And yes, you're going to run into people that just don't want to talk, and that's okay.
Yeah, and they will respectfully tell you,
they'll tell you, hey,
just go.
sorry, I don't have time or this.
Yeah.
And maybe when you're talking to people, it could be awkward, but it's so worth it because you'll make friends.
And network. Yeah, of course.
You'll get people's contacts and you'll just meet the coolest person. Even if you don't make a friend out of it, you just talk to someone and it's real.
Absolutely. And within 2 weeks, I had a set of friends where I was playing football with. I didn't know anything about them. Big shout out to Aiden, my first Canadian, my first friend from Canada.
White guy?
White guy.
Oh, yeah. Dude. I remember
Aiden Markham, I think.
Bro, I remember my first white guy friend. That was quite the experience. I was in grade 3 and, you know, I think he like dropped something and he said, pardon me. Like, why is he pardon? What does that mean? It's like, sorry. Why are you saying sorry? You know, why are they saying sorry for everything? And I'm like, oh,
so sorries and thank yous. I learned
this
here.
is the white thing to do.
There's a very funny story. When I visited back to India last year, right? Yeah. And there's nothing kind of this culture that you say sorry or thank you when someone opens a door or something like that, right? Yeah. And right now, even if you're getting out of Tim Hortons, you tell them like, thank you for holding the door or something like that, right? Yeah. I went back to India in the very first week, and I went after, I think, 3 years, right? 3 or 4 years, if I'm not wrong. Then I went, I got this something that my mom told me to bring. And then to the shop person, I gave the money and like, thank you so much, have a good day. That just out of habit, right? In Canada, because you say that a lot. He was shocked.
Why is this person so nice?
He was shocked. He was like, what did he just say to me? Did you just tell me to have a nice day? No one has ever said that to me. He's like, please come again. And this is such a sweet guy. He even gave me a candy. He even gave me a candy. He's like, thank you for asking. No one asked this before or anything. I was like, what? Yeah, like we would want to have those kind of things. Like very normal. Like, of course, in metro cities, there might be these kind of things, but not very, very occasionally.
Man, I ordered something online and like it's like a newer business. So they just have Interact e-transfer. And then I just left like, thank you. You guys are the best. With an exclamation mark. Yeah. I got it in today, came in, and I had there was a free sample that came with it with a note attached like, hey, you know, there's a really nice message that you put. Here's a sample. And I'm like, huh. Yeah. Like I didn't know. Like I was just kind of did that like just out of habit because like whenever I Interact e-transfer, I just have like a thank you. You guys are doing great. You know, thumbs up. Yeah. It goes a long way being nice.
Absolutely. And being kind. Like it takes zero efforts to be kind to someone. Okay, you're looking nice. It's still a compliment, but you're still being kind. Okay, you're doing a great job. I know that you're doing a great job. And it takes zero efforts to be kind to someone because that's going to come back to you in any which ways. Yeah. And this thing, so that means be kind to people, be kind to everyone, and you can get free stuff as well.
True. Yeah. And ask for it too. If you're kind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And initiate.
Absolutely. Initiate is the big, that's what I've learned personally. And I would urge everyone to learn the difference between good tonality and bad tonality. True. Because that's how it's going to go. Like I cannot just approach someone. Hey, how's it going? That's a really bad, I'm just depressing myself by saying this. Yeah. Right?
Bro, wait, sorry to cut you off. I actually got interviewed last week. I don't want to say which one because they might sue me. I came there, man, and the lights were off in this room. Like he talked in like a really monotone voice, and there was like bags on his eyes. He seemed like really uninterested, and when he started interviewing me, he like talked in this, like, he was still really monotone, and he seemed bored, really bored. It was dark in there.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So after that, I was just like, this is terrible.
I know.
This is like he was asking some good questions.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but the way he delivered it, I ranted to my family after I got back. I'm like, that was very, it's not that it was unprofessional. It was just lackluster. It was just lacking enthusiasm.
Basically everything. It was basically lacking human energy.
I kind of felt disrespected a little bit. I'm like, you invite me on here.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah. See, that's the main difference between good tonality. I have seen your videos where you approach people and talking about them, like about your day and everything. I've seen those videos and you have a really good tonality.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, because people would want, if it's it's a confidence thing, of course, but if people want to talk to you, right? So that means it's a good tonality. I cannot just approach someone like good looking, you look good looking or something like that. No, it doesn't work like that. Hey, you're looking awesome today.
There we go. Yeah. And you can even bump it up.
Absolutely.
But it can't be too much though, because too high, then it's like,
and just don't approach someone with a backup plan in your mind. Just approach someone just because you wanted to just tell them that they're looking nice. Not because you just want to go out with them. Don't always have a reason.
True.
Like even if at the gym, I've seen people approaching someone and they're always going there for a reason. Like I would want to talk to someone without any reason.
Yeah. Just talk to them to talk to them.
Yeah. Just talk to them because you just wanted to talk to them.
Yeah, true.
Not because you
That's powerful.
Absolutely.
Have you ever felt torn between honoring your roots and evolving into someone new in a different environment?
I want to say that every day, but not really, because Canada has been great. People has been great.
Bro, I love Canada, man.
Yeah.
I love Canada.
Yeah. I was born in India, right? I was raised in India, but I think I was born again in Canada, to be very honest.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And like it has shaped me it has torn me in every bit of way to live by yourself, to make your own food, to pay your own bills, you can imagine whatsoever, right? And every day back then, I used to just think in the back of my mind, like, I have to prove myself. I have to prove myself. Like there's that hanging sword on your head if you're an immigrant, that you want to prove yourself, because there will be no favors in your favor, right? And you just want to do something out of the box. You want to get out of your comfort zone, go do networking or something like that. No one has ever taught me that back in India. And I didn't even know like I had to do that in real life. Canada has taught me about that. And it has torn me in every way. In 2022, one of the worst years of my life, I graduated. I came here in Edmonton. Boom, minus 50. Minus 50. I couldn't handle minus 50, man. Like I have only seen that in probably Russia. Like minus 70, where people do fishing.
This is Fahrenheit though. This is Fahrenheit. Minus.
No, it felt like minus 50.
Okay.
But it was minus something 40 or something.
Yeah.
Because in 2022, it was really bad. And I just got here. I started again from scratch, from zero. Because I was in Waterloo. I had my set of friends. But I came here and I had no one. I got a private room in a family. And I was shocked. I was like, okay, this feels so cold. Not only about the weather. When you are setting up in a new city, like if I want to go have something like a business in a very different city, I have to start from scratch again. But it also, I feel like if Canada is going to tear you down, as much as it tears you down, it will lift you up in one way or the other. Canada has been great and it will be great for me.
But it sounds like you derived a lot of independence here, right? You're away from family. It's
Yeah.
just you as an immigrant
Yeah.
here, and you've had to put on the bootstraps and make new connections, find work, go to school, make new friends. But wouldn't it be the same if you were just within India, but like in a different, far away kind of city, away from family? But what makes Canada different? Because you refer to Canada, but what makes it different from
Oh,
India? Because it just seems like because it's just because you're away from family, you know?
yes, and so I, even if I want to stay away from my family back in India as well and to a different city as well, it would still be the same. You know why? Because it's still India. I will tell you the big difference between India and Canada. Why I'm saying that. Firstly, a language barrier. Right? India has how many? 18 languages, I think, or probably it might have gotten more. I'm not sure. How many languages does Canada have?
Couple or there's a lot actually. They're the official languages, French and English.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And the cultural beliefs, the Western culture. This is what we call Western culture. This is in India. There will be two culture. There is a traditional culture and Western culture. There would be streets where you can find people just wearing some sort of clothes, which because that's their religion, that's their beliefs. Here, you don't judge people by clothes. Here, you are just being yourself. You can be anyone you want,
Yeah.
right? India allows that 110%. India, my country, okay. I just love my country in every form that it has made me so wise, so knowledgeable that I can work and still be called an immigrant in the other country. You get my point? Like, many people doesn't have luxury to go outside back in India. They have to fight for their lives to go outside and make their own lives to study something, or they can only imagine um, all these things probably in movies,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah. What does finding yourself look like to you right now? And how do you embrace the uncertainty that comes with that journey?
Honestly, right now finding myself is all about unlearning the things that were taught to me and that were like, hey, you are like this, we raised you like this, or you were taught like this, so you have to be like that. No. Again, that same example, staying strong, right? We as men, we were taught that you don't express or something like that. No. So I'm trying to unlearn things that are wrong with my identity, my belief system. Because when you are at a certain age, then you would have your own identity and your own beliefs. So right now finding myself is just staying true to myself, thinking about myself, and not jumping to the conclusions. Not just, if I have a thought like I want to do this, not basically being solution oriented every time. And I don't let go of pain. I sit with it, just to make sure that, okay, because pain is nice, pain is not bad thing for yourself. There are different sort of pain, different definitions of pain, but just sitting with the pain, sitting with yourself, and just being yourself. You don't necessarily have to go out, talk to someone, or and especially don't talk to someone who is not retaliating or who's not even bothered to listen to you. Please don't, because that will take your energy and that will take that person's energy, and it will combine to a very, very, very bad thing.
Yeah.
Because energies are really a good, like, if you are spreading out positive energy and the energy is not matching at your levels, you don't do anything. You just slightly just
Oh,
take a step back. And right now I'm just like staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m thinking, what can I do more? what should I do more, and what are the things that will help me in my life, and just write. Like
Yeah.
write. I would urge everyone to write and read. If you have this habit, you will 100% be successful.
Yeah. Reflection is
Yeah.
essential to navigating
Yeah.
life's adversity
Yeah.
and finding who's right to you
Yeah.
and making sense of the emotions.
Yeah.
And actually, you mentioned that, spend time with people that actually want the best for
Yeah.
you and that make you feel energized.
Yeah.
You know, that there's this, I'm very fond of most people that I work with, but there's just this one girl where I noticed that all the interactions she has, she's integrate, or she's present. She's
Yeah.
actually making the effort to talk to
Yeah.
them. And we sit in a group at lunch. There's five of us.
Yeah.
And like we're all fine. I love the people that I have lunch with, but as soon as everyone leaves, and sometimes it's just me and her, that one person, she just goes on her phone, doesn't really acknowledge me,
Yeah.
doesn't ask questions. When I try to ask her a question, one word answers, and could be she doesn't like me, could be all these a myriad of things.
Yeah.
She drains my energy.
Yeah.
I could tell she doesn't like me based on
Yeah.
her behavior,
Yeah.
whether it be conscious or unconscious. And then for like a couple weeks, I was trying to gain her validation. I was trying to go, like maybe if I ask this question, this gets a reaction. Maybe if I do this, and it really weighed on me. And
Yeah.
come to work, and I really, really wanted her to
Yeah.
like me, not in like a romantic
Yeah.
sense, but in the sense where we're friends.
To be seen. Yeah.
To be seen.
Yeah.
And she, I realized one day, I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And so I just kind of returned the same energy. And I don't feel animosity. Maybe there is a little bit of hurt there, but I wish her well. But like, you know what? I'm a friend to everyone as a friend to no one.
Absolutely. And I just want to ask, why did you want to do that? Like, why do you needed her validation?
I just felt like,
have you asked that question to yourself?
I don't know. I just felt like her validation would make me feel whole. Yeah, I feel like maybe like she saw something in me that was wrong, and so to gain her validation would mean to make me feel whole, to make me feel validated, to for her to think that I'm cool, that I'm okay, is for me to feel good about myself. But then I'm attaching my self-worth with her opinion, right? And it's very, very risky to do that.
But like you said, that it will make you feel whole, right?
But I realized that was very, very
But my question is like, why would it made you feel whole any which ways if you already thought that she's not even acknowledging you, that you are there?
I just wanted to like win her over, win.
Yeah.
But there's I don't need to win love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I realized that, but it's very, I knew it at the time.
Yeah.
But it's still hurtful, like having her treat me like that. And so now I just don't really talk to her. Like,
okay. And it this situation reminded me of very good thing that I always keep that in mind now. Anyone who's draining my energy or something like that, I don't think of other person as long as I know him or her, right? Or she or he shares the same vibe. Because when you think of the other person, you're transferring their energy into you.
You know the saying, very cliche, living rent free in your head.
Yeah, just don't think, just be selflessly selfish.
Yeah.
Because I have seen people stop doing that, even myself. I have stopped being selflessly selfish about myself. I started thinking a lot of things about other people. And it's a good thing that think about other people, but to some extent, right? Then you started overthinking and everything, and it affects you, and it really does. And there's always I know that we are coming end to the podcast, so I wanted to end on this note that everyone should know, because you now we have big audience, in the sense like of two different languages. Like when I'm gonna say this quote, it's gonna be in Hindi, which is Indian language, and I'll translate that into English as well. So they'll know. I wanted to tell them. So there's this actor, late actor, Sir Irfan Khan, right, back in Bollywood industry, and he has done movies in Hollywood like Amazing Spider-Man, something like that. So he said a very beautiful quote in one movie that goes like in Hindi, like, जिंदगी छोटी नहीं है, हम जीना ही देर से शुरू करते हैं. That means life is not short. We start living our lives a bit late. And that is a very deep line. Someday, if someone understands that, amazing. Because I live by this, and just don't think that life is too short. No, you start living it a bit late. So just focus on yourself, do what you do, be selflessly selfish.
Yeah. Thank you for that. It reminds me, it's not quite the quote, but there's two lives. Like the second one starts when you realize you're not going to live forever.
Yeah.
And man, thank you so much for coming on today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate your story and the way you go about your emotions, and your story with being an immigrant here, coming with no family, and seeing you today as a person that's gone through so much adversity, getting bullied in school, on top of that heartbreak, and just really kudos to you for not becoming bitter, because you could have just turned into your shell. Why didn't you? Why didn't you just look at that and go, oh, they were mean to me and all this happened? And I feel like a part of me in that situation would just feel like scared, and I'd feel like the world's out to get me, But I think in your situation, you used it as a way to grow, to be able to learn from it, and to use that pain and channel it into your life, into your well-being. So I'm really proud of what you've done, man. And I know this is just the beginning.
Thank you.
I know we have talked a lot about the future projects, and I know we're going to collaborate on many projects in the future. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing, I'm just going to say this. I have met him for the very first time, right, today. And the energy you bring, the mindset you bring is exceptional. Like I have taken interviews. I have done this before, like many times, but today I felt that you made me so comfortable talking about myself, talking about I think I've never spoken anything about my heartbreak ever before, at least not like outside in the real world, right? But you can make a person think of themselves as they are something in this life and they are worth living. And that's a really good skill, I would say. Not even skill, and that's really a good thing to have. And that's what you do whenever you call someone on this podcast. You just not only ask the questions, you make us feel so that we know how we can portray that in, so that someone, right, that's your goal, right? Someone can help.
One person will listen to this.
Just one person, even if he gets help in any sort of way from this podcast, that's what you do. So keep doing what you're doing. You are natural and you are authentic, and I have not seen someone so natural in recent years, to be very honest. And I know people who are in the same field, right? But they just want to do it for the sake of it. You don't do that. and that's really hard to find, and that's rare. So keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're amazing, man.
Yeah. Thank you,
And
mate.
thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's very kind of that's actually one of the kindest things somebody said to me on the show. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate your kindness, and
and I mean every word of it. I won't I'll be very honest. I just meant every word of what I said because that's how you made me feel, and I just met you.
Sweet. Yeah, dude. I'm excited for what the future has to offer.
Absolutely.
And as always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope, strengthen your faith, and keep it long term. Meet Sharma, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.